Welcome back everyone to Blender and Unreal Engine becoming a dungeon pop artist, and this is where we left it off. Now let's actually think about our actual gold coins. So what we want to do is we want to actually bring in, first of all, a cylinder or something like that. We also want to put this on gold. So if I put this on, let's see if I've got one actually that's called coins. Yes, I have. So let's put this on the base color here. And now I can use that to work on finding one that's turned this way where the little skull is, and one that's turned the other way. So I'm looking for one where I can actually grab it pretty much. I mean, the coins are pretty easy to find. I'm just looking for one that I can grab pretty much the other way. You're not going to find one perfectly, but you're going to find one that's roundabout right. So you can see like down here with this one. Let's see if we can find one. Maybe this one here you can see. This one here we're probably going to be able to use. All right, so what we'll do is we'll bring in a cylinder first. So I'm going to press Shift A, bring in a cylinder, and it's on 16 of them, which should be actually fine. So we'll use this mesh, and what we'll do then is bring it down, and then I'm going to make it the same size as these actual coins here. So if I press S, we can see that we can bring it down to there. S and Z, make it like the right size, so you know the right thickness for coins. It's probably a little bit thick, so S and Z, let's bring it down. And then I'm just going to measure it up now, making sure that it is the right size. So if I hover over there, make it a little bit smaller, and there we go. There is the right size. All right, so now let's actually unwrap this. So if I come in, and you can see that we've already got some unwraps, might as well use them. There's no reason why not. Let's just apply it though, so it's actually got the right material on. So click the down arrow, coins, like so. And now what I'll do is I'll come to the top of it. So I'm going to grab just the top, press 7 to go over the top of it. So 7, and then I'll move this into place. So I'm going to press A, S, without proportion editing on, bring it down. And then let's just drop it, zoom in, S, and bring it into place like so. So G, and there you go. All right, that is actually not, is it? Let's double tap the A. Yeah, actually, that looks absolutely fine. All right, so I'm happy with that one. Now what I need to do is I need to come to the bottom. So what I'll do instead is I'll grab this and I'll spin it around. So RY 180, let's spin it around. Let's grab then just the top. And then what I'll do is I'll bring it in first. So A, S, bring it in. And I'm just looking for that coin now that I found somewhere. So I'm going to zoom in. There it is. G, bring it in, press the S button, make it smaller. G, and put it back onto there, like so. And now let's actually grab the edge of it and see what I can do with that. So Alt, Shift, and click, and then A, S, and Y, squish it in, and then let's press S, bring it in, like so. And now I'm just looking to see if I'm happy with how that looks, which I'm not. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it in something like that. I'm going to have a look around, and I think that's probably the best we're going to get with that. All right, so let's shade smooth. Let's bring in our auto smooth now. So put it on auto smooth, and then there you go. That's what your coin should look like. Now let's put it on the floor, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to press Shift D while we're over the top. So if you press 7, and you can press Shift D while you're over the top, and just lean it over, so like this. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this around. So R, Y, 180, spin it round. And now what I want to do is I just want to lay a few of these out. Now I might as well do this now in modeling mode because I've basically got my materials on there. I don't really need to do anything else with them. So what I'll do is I'll go to modeling mode, and then I can press 7, come in now, and just put these next to each other. So basically press G. I'm actually going to grab both of these and I'm just going to put them over here. Now, because I pressed Shift D and I'm over the top with 7, you can see that they've gone over there nice and flat, and that's exactly what I want. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab a couple of them, then grab 3 of them. So Shift D, spin them round. So R, Z, and then grab a few more of them like so. Shift D, bring them round again. So R, Z, R, Y, 180, spin them round the other way, and then R, Z. And you'll see now that because I'm doing that, it just makes it really easy to make piles of these coins. So now if I grab, let's say all of these, press Shift D, and then bring them there, R, Z, spin them round, and there you go. You can see just how easy that was. Now what I tend to do is I'll just bring them up so they're actually, not laying on top of each other. So I'll grab this one, R and X, R, Y, and just make them so they actually look correct. So R, Y, like so, and let's bring this one here. Sometimes I move some of them out as well, so you can see that I moved it out. I'm just very careful that I'm making sure that they are going to look correct and not, floating in the air or anything like that. So with this one, I'll press R and X, and then I'll put it back. And basically just trying to make some variations in our coins. Like this one here, you can see mine actually need a little bit more work. So with G, let's put it back here, like so, and let's press R and Y. Spin it around this way maybe. Yeah, like that. And then this one, G, and we'll leave that one there. Just this one then, so R, X, like so. And then I'm just going to make sure now that any are not floating in there. So we can see this one's floating in the air a little bit, like so. All right, now can we get away with just using all of these? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab them all now, and I'm going to press Control J just to join them all up. I'm going to right click, shade smooth, make sure my auto smooth's on, which it is. And what I'm looking for actually is probably turning up that auto smooth, because I do have a few issues with how flat this is, as you can see. And there you go, flatten them all out now. I'm just wondering if, yeah, I'm just gonna have a quick look and see what they look like. Yeah, I think actually they look fine. All right, so now let's grab them and we're going to bring them into here, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Shift D, bring them over, spin them round, so R, Z, something like that. G, bring them in, and then the same over here, so G, R, Z, spin them round, like so. Pull them out a little bit, and basically now just get in the kind of corners there. I might just bring another one in as well, so Shift D, bring them in, just to mix it up a little bit, and then Shift D, and I'll just come over to this corner, R, Z, and bring it into place, like so. All right, so now what I want to do is I just want to press 1, and I just want to make sure now they're just on the ground plane, just above it, like so. And I also want to do the same with these, so press 1 again, bring them down, then bring this one down, so, like so, double tap the A, and there you go. That's how we make our actually gold coin mounting. Now there is as well, you can actually also press Shift D, press the R and X, so R and X, and it does make a difference if you can actually get some coins that are actually stuck out like this. So press Shift D, press R and Z, and then R and X, and spin them around. And you should have now a couple of them to actually work with. So you can see, I press R and Y, and then press G, and there you go. We can actually get some coins that are actually stuck out, which does make a huge difference. So Shift D, bring these in, pull them up out of here, press R and X, and then bring them out, double tap the A. And there you go. You can see now what difference that actually makes. It actually gives some more dimension to it. All right, so now we've got these 2 coins here. I don't think I'm going to need those. I think I'm just going to delete those out of the way. And then all I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab some of these coins. I'm going to press Shift D, bring them up into place, like so. And I'm going to drop them into the top of my treasure, like so. I'm going to move them over. Then I'm going to press Shift D, bring it over, and then R and Z, spin it round, like so. Double tap the A, and there you go. You can see just how nice that looks. Now let's bring one more lot and maybe put it down here, maybe 2, we'll see. So Shift D, bring it over, put it down right where the actual bottom of the actual chest is, so something like that. And then press R and Z, and let's put it around here, like so. And I think with this last one, actually, I'll just move them out just a little bit, just so they're not overlapping there. And I'll grab this one, so L, and I'll press R and X, and then G, and I just want it leaning up against there, like so. Double tap the A, and there we go. Do we want any more? Do we want another one? Maybe, maybe. So let's bring in one more, so Shift D. Yeah, we'll bring in just one more and put it actually next to it. So 7, G, let's just put it a little bit next to it, like so. Let's bring it up, like so. And then what I'll do is I'll just, I think, get rid of the other one. So if I press L, delete vertices, and then on this one as well. So L, delete vertices, and there we go. Let's double tap the A, and pretty much there we go. That's looking really cool. Let's actually have a look on our render now and see what they look like. Let's turn off our interlocking actual square. So we can turn that off by clicking this button. And there we go. Really, really nice. Okay, I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy how that looks. I'm going to put it back onto material. I'm going to also put my little squares back on. I'm going to come to file, save it out. And what we'll do on the next lesson is we'll start joining all this up together, bringing in these other treasure parts so we can actually really see this treasure part come to life. All right, everyone. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.